it's icy outside and you don't really have much that you can do, then 4 in the morning is great. Had a lot of fun doing that over on Stream Me. But 4 in the morning now, not so great. I put it right next to 6 a.m. Not the best. I think going forward now after testing out each of these times, I'm probably going to stick to about 8. 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think that's the best, at least until the weather turns. Once the weather turns, well, fuck, everything's up in the air then. Go 100 different ways with it. Saw a couple of people in chat trying to do stickers. All right, here's what I understand on how that shit works over here. If you see somebody put up a little dancing pudding and you like it, you click on it and it puts it in your own sticker collection, and then you can use it anywhere you want to. I know they've got like 8 different levels of membership over here. Like your normal just everyday account, which is what I've got right now. And then there's like affiliate and verified member and super secret verified member and global partner with perks. It just kind of keeps escalating itself a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to chase that dragon, try to get up the chain of shit. You know, the videos on VODs, they're saved for about 7 days. And you can use your own stickers. So I don't really like trying to achieve partnership and all that shit. I don't really think we need it. As long as we're in our little segregated area under the X tag and we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, I think we're good. So best of luck with the stickers. I don't know if we'll ever have chat stickers. You're going to have to go and poach them yourself. You're going to have to go hunting for them. Find a stream and just steal that shit and claim it as your own and then use it here. Nobody will ever know. And that's what I did. I just went stealing stickers from every motherfucker I could. That's how I got that guy. Little dancing, jumping pudding. Didn't even give a shit. Saw it, liked it, and I took it. So that would be my suggestion for you. Oh, a lot of fun stuff to talk about. This will be a relatively shorter stream. Probably like an hour or so. Again, more of a test stream than anything. But with Epstein and, well, just a whole lot of shit. That, I can't help not being fascinated. What was the black guy? Okay, Ralph for like 8 months kept talking about this black dude who faked a hate crime. It was like every episode. He would talk about a black dude that faked a hate crime. That's what Epstein's going to be for me. I can't look away. I've always been a junkie when it comes to prominent people or celebrities getting into legal trouble and then having to go to trial. OJ was fucking great. Can't forget about Trayvon and the whole trial around that shit. Fun watch, fun time. And I'm hoping like a motherfucker that Epstein goes to trial and that shit gets broadcast for everybody to watch. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm very excited about Mr. Epstein's wild ride, about what's awaiting him. And a lot of fucked up shit happened. I mean, we just talked about it 2 days ago. But even in the span of that 2 days, a ton of shit happened with Epstein. You had people reporting that Google was taking down images of him and Bill Clinton together, altering search results. If you went and typed into Google search on a private browser, Epstein and Clinton, you wouldn't get any autocomplete results. But if you did Epstein and Trump, you'd get like 30 different results. Just wiping it away. Wikipedia edited a couple of different paragraphs, taking out references to Bill Clinton flying on his plane 26 times. Clinton himself released a statement saying, "No, I only flew on Mr. Epstein's plane 5 times. It was related to, I think he said fundraising events or speaking engagements in other countries." And he stated, "I've always had my Secret Service with me." Except the reporter that initially broke all that information seemed to disagree. They let Wikipedia do the thinking for you. And let's remove that sentence or two that's problematic. Also, let's remove the fact that it said Epstein was Jewish. Got to get that down. Hide Bill Clinton, hide the fact that Epstein's Jewish. Don't want people to know either of those two factoids. Could be dangerous going forward. Oh, are you tired? I see some people in chat. Oh, very tired. Oh, we're all getting so sleepy over here. If you remember, Alan Dershowitz was a lawyer that represented him. Alan Dershowitz was also somebody who was named by one of the female accusers as having received services provided by Epstein. Dershowitz had an interview where he said, "I did receive massages, but the girls didn't look young. and I never took my underwear off. That was that was his go-to. Oh no, I got massages, but I don't really like massages. And my underwear stayed on the entire time. Real good. Really, that's excellent. Excellent alibi. I don't think anybody's going to see through that. Just just ingenious. Now, Mr. Epstein, of course, being a billionaire, doesn't like the idea of sitting in a dirty, disgusting prison with us plebs. No, he doesn't like that at all. He wants to get bonded out. But the prosecutor's not having any of that. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Let me see. I'll make sure. I didn't take it down. Oh, God, Boomer Jim, take the banner text down. Doesn't want to sit in prison, so he wanted to get bonded out. He was willing, what a nice guy, very willing to accommodate them. You can hold my mansion in Manhattan hostage. I'll even let you take my jet. And and he even offered, that collateral is about 80 million and 90 million dollars. He even offered to pay for his own security to watch him to make sure he didn't try to flee the country. That makes perfect sense. He'll hire the security to watch him to make sure he doesn't leave. You have his word of honor. And he is an honor. I mean, look at him. Would a man with an egg-shaped penis lie to you, Chad? No, he wouldn't. Men with egg-shaped penises are the most honest people on earth. Just good, old-fashioned Americans. Very down to earth. Come from the dirt. They wouldn't lie to us. But even, setting aside all that ridiculous shit, a couple of news articles dropped about this. Very funny shit. Now, I know a lot of people were very doubtful. Said, oh, fuck it. Nothing's going to happen to him. He's too rich to get fucked with. I can understand that. You got a guy that's worth billions of dollars. He's well connected in finance and politics. Who's going to be able to hurt him? Who's going to be able to do anything to somebody like this? This is one of the movers and shakers of the world. What are you talking about, you silly little pleb? You're not going to be able to stop it. You can't make this man be held to account for anything. He is above you. You may as well just shut the fuck up and deal with it. Except, a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork to give their hot takes on this. And one of the things they're giving a hot take on, and one of the things that I guess I was a little bit curious about, but reporters were a whole lot more curious than I was how did he get rich exactly? We keep hearing that Epstein is worth $1 billion. He's a billionaire. He has his own private island. He has his own jet. Multiple mansions all around the country, all around the world. But how exactly did he get his money? I think people just assumed that he was a day trader. He was some kind of a financial guru, and people accepted that. Except people in finance started to come out with their own stories. Different stockbrokers, different people at investment firms started to say, hey, it's really weird. I never once traded with this man. I never had any interaction with him. I didn't know anybody else that did. People went as far as to say, if Epstein reminds me of anybody, it's Madoff. It's the same kind of thing. Nobody had any interactions with him. The money is kept private. You don't know what's going on. You don't know where it's invested. You don't know how much the take is. Very, very strange. So some people did a couple interviews with the New Yorker, and I just want to read you some hot takes, some nice little excerpts from this, because I think you'll find it funny. This is interviewing somebody from Wall Street who I guess was as confused as everybody else about where is Epstein getting his goddamn money. What exactly is going on? Because it had to come from somewhere. And their discussion about where the money's coming from actually ended up leading to another discussion about the potential of how this whole thing was set up, how Epstein became rich, and how he wielded such influence. So let's take a look at that. Let me pull this up here. Oh boy. There we go. It should be on screen. This is hedge funders have some well, I'll just read these to you. These are the headlines. Hedge funders have some thoughts on where Epstein, or what Epstein was actually doing. This one, I think he engaged in blackmail. Jeffrey Epstein expert on where he made his money. That article in particular is written by a guy doing his biography who can't figure out where the fucking money came from. This guy's writing a fucking book on him, digging into his entire life. He has no idea where he's getting the money from. So this is they're interviewing Douglas Koss. I'm hearing about these parties, hearing about a guy who's throwing money all over the place. Koss, president of Seabreeze Partners Management. While stories about young girls swarming Epstein's waterfront mansion and the sex parties he hosted for the rich and powerful were the talk of the town, Koss was focused on how this obscure person, rumored to be managing billions of dollars, had become so wealthy without much of a track record. Koss was well connected on Wall Street, where he'd worked for decades, so he began to ask around. I went to my institutional brokers to their trading desks and asked if they've ever traded with this guy. I did it a few times until the date he was arrested. Not one institutional trading desk, primary or secondary, had ever traded with Epstein's firm. When a reporter came to interview Koss about Bernie Madoff shortly before that firm blew up in the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, Koss told her, "There's another guy who reminds me of Madoff that no one trades with. That man was Jeffrey Epstein." So how did he get there? How did he get the money? And this leads into, well, it's a Twitter thing, but let's see. This person says, "Here's what I think is going on. Let's take our starting point with two givens. A, you're a committed, unrepentant pedophile. B, because of your old job in private banking, you are very connected to lots of very, very wealthy people. We'll also assume a goal. Z, you want to become very rich. The obvious route is, well, obvious. You could be a pimp, offering underage prostitution services to the very rich people you know. This has two problems. You're very disposable, see the DC Madam, and it's also not very lucrative. You can't charge millions up front. The second level, though, follows instantly. You don't need to charge up front. You just need to have them have underage sex and then blackmail them afterwards for hush money. Because ROI, but you're still a liability. And producing and receiving big bribe money raises big questions. So how do you do it? Well, the second idea has some merits. First, you need to recruit people in. Have lots of massive parties at your spacious home, which he did. Invite top academics, artists, politicians to encourage people to come, which he also did. Supply lots of young women, which he did as well. You don't even have to do anything. And most people invited might even be totally unaware of the real purpose to the parties. But sooner or later, some billionaire will get handsy. She'll escort him to a room with a hidden camera. Things will happen. Morning after, you strike. You inform him that she's really 15 years old, but you offer him a nice, neat way to buy your silence. A large allocation to your hedge fund, with charges to ensure nobody asks questions. You also take the extraordinary steps of demanding power of attorney, which apparently he was doing. The fund is offshore in a tax haven. Nobody will see the client list. Of course, you don't really know anything about investing, instead making up some nonsense about currency trading, and nobody on Wall Street has ever traded with you. The fund itself doesn't need investment personnel, only some back office people to process wires. You don't even need the money from non-pedophiles, or or they'll notice you've just put it in the S&P 500 fund, so you reject all incoming inquiries, which apparently he was doing. Epstein was going around telling people he wouldn't let anybody invest with him who wasn't a billionaire, and kind of driving them away. A $20 million wire from billionaire X to you with no obvious reason will raise a lot of questions, and the IRS will certainly want to know what you did to warrant it. A $5 million quarterly fee for managing $1 billion in assets? Nobody's going to bat an eye. Because of this structure, you're extraordinarily secretive with your client list. Because they're not clients, they're pedophiles paying you for bribes. And they are also very secretive, which is why no letters or return streams ever leak. Occasionally, they may also try to trick other people, important political figures, mayors, prosecutors, etc. They don't invest in the fund, but it's nice to have them in your pocket. Others, such as academics and artists, can be bought with just money as a PR smokescreen. And of course, the scam can be kept going as long as they're willing to pay, which is forever. If you're ever caught, just lean on some of your other friends in government to lean on the prosecutor to get you a sweetheart deal. There's almost zero risk. And the last piece of the puzzle is the evidence. You'd want it somewhere remote but accessible. A place the U.S. can't touch, but you have an excuse to visit all the time to update. Remember that offshore fund? I bet there are very interesting safe deposit boxes there. So they're speculating. This person that put this up, the hedge fund manager, other people that have been commenting on this, that essentially how Epstein made his money, because he lied about a lot of shit. He told people he went to a college he didn't actually go to. He told people he had a job for a certain amount of time he didn't really have. When he joined a firm immediately after leaving college, he was fired, but he spun that into another story. So you've got like this scam artist kind of running around giving a fake bullshit story, and somewhere along the line he hooked somebody. He got somebody on some blackmail shit, and then instead of having them make a payment directly to him, which could lead to questions, he created a bullshit brokerage firm and managed their money for a nominal fee, all while holding on to the evidence. And this ties into what other women have said. Even the police department that investigated during the first trial that he went through had mentioned that he had recording equipment on premises. He had hidden cameras everywhere. A couple of the women alleged that he had basically used that to film people having sex with these teenage girls and then blackmail them the next day. And when you look back to the deal he got, that sweetheart deal from Acosta, again, it all kind of really fits very well. 13 months in prison, slap on the fucking wrist. Didn't even have to be there all day, just 8 hours a day. And then he was released to go, I don't know what he was doing, sleep at his fucking house, go work. Not that he had a real job, he's blackmailing pedophiles, so I don't know if that needs you to clock in 9 to 5. But all the shit just kind of just starting to come out. More women have popped up. The FBI put up a toll-free number for victims to call. 15 have come forward. 15 in 3 different states, 5 or 6 of which were minors at the time. This is going to be a fucking circus. This isn't going to be some this isn't going to be some case that just disappears. I know people again have said, "Oh, well, he's going to get away with it." I don't fucking know. I really don't. They don't want him to bail out. They want to seize his properties. People are starting to come out of the woodwork. He's going to get Me Too'd to hell and back. People thought Weinstein or however you pronounce his name was going to kind of just walk away from it. He didn't. I think Epstein's in some deep shit, and I think the longer he sits in that prison cell, freaking out because he can't bail himself out, the more inclined he's going to be to talk about what's going on, and that is going to be fantastic. Because allegedly he told one of the victims that Bill Clinton owed him some favors. Well, how did he get owed those favors? I don't know, Slick Willie. 26 times on the Lolita Express. What were you exactly doing up there? Were you celebrating the Mile High Club? Were you celebrating with somebody that, again, looked very young? I can't say how old she was. I can't tell you 100%, but very young looking. Oh, if somebody said Court TV was coming back, I really hope it is. I want to watch this shit daily. It's going to be spectacular. He's not going to get another deal. There's no more Acostas. He's not going to get a presidential pardon unless Trump wants to. I don't know how Trump could survive pardoning this guy if he ends up getting convicted and just lets him walk. It's going to look awful. It's going to make people more suspicious. They're going to start to say, well, shit, maybe all this speculation about a blackmail list is correct. So they've just got to let that anti-corruption unit, the FBI and the other police departments, work their case, and then the prosecutor do what they're going to do. But he's going to flip. I got a feeling. Mr. Epstein, our egg-shaped dick uh, pedophile of the year, is going to flip on people. And if he does have that blackmail tapes in some hidden away safety deposit box in some shithole country, he's going to be like, I'll go get it for you. Just don't send me to prison, because he's facing 45 years. I think he's 50 or 60 years old? He will die in prison if he gets a 45-year sentence. He does not want to die in prison. He wants to go back to his party mansion where he's got fucking real dolls hanging from chandeliers and weird fucking murals painted on the wall. I don't know. It's just very bizarre. A very bizarre, apparently from the police that went in to investigate and look for evidence. A very weird fucking thing to walk into. Lots of crazy shit all over that mansion, including alleged CP. Of course, why wouldn't there be? He played it very smart too, and hiding what could be child pornography by basically writing on the labels of the CDs in a safe, young plus name and name, miscellaneous girls and shit like that. Totally innocent. I'm sure it won't come to bite him in the ass. What a dumbass. What an idiot. Maybe it's people like this just think they'll get away with it. Maybe if you reach a certain level of wealth or power or influence, you're just conditioned to believe that you'll never get fucked with, that you can just get away with it. And maybe if he was blackmailing people, he really thought he was just insulated to such a level that nobody would ever dare fuck with him because he could have a politician or a prosecutor or a mayor or some investment banker or head of a corporation or somebody powerful and influential raise hell and get him out of it. Oh, it's fun days ahead. Now, Epstein, again, he's got something to barter with. He's this billionaire with all these connections. He could always turn over names. Somebody who doesn't have something to barter with would be Mr. R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly, what are you doing? What is with all these stories of people getting nicked for this shit? First Mr. Epstein, now Mr. Kelly. I guess he's out there peeing on little girls again. I'll read you a brief excerpt from his. Oh God, there's so much shit with this dude. He was just recently charged with sex trafficking, but there's more than that. There are multiple charges. A 13-count indictment was handed down earlier Thursday in federal court for the Northern District of Illinois, including charges of child pornography, enticement of a minor, and obstruction of justice. Oh, Mr. Kelly, I don't think things are going to look so well for you, unless you happen to know Mr. Epstein. Now, I got excited when I first heard this. I thought, holy shit, the timing of this is so coincidental. Suddenly, this is in the papers. The indictment comes down on Thursday, right around the time that this happened to Epstein. Both of them are being charged with sex trafficking. Both of them apparently are involved with underage girls. Both of them apparently have child pornography. It just seems so coincidental. But they've been working on Kelly for like 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 goddamn months it's been going on. Now, who knows? Maybe we'll find out that R. Kelly was the key to solving the Epstein case once and for all. Maybe R. Kelly flipped on Epstein. Maybe it's like some Nivix thing, or whatever that fucking cult was called, that had a bunch of billionaires and heiresses and celebrities and politicians all branding women with a fucking iron and fucking kids and doing crazy shit. Maybe Epstein and R. Kelly are running some fucking sex trade across the world, and Kelly threw out Epstein to try to get some charges dropped. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it. NXIVUM. But apparently, and this was from, I believe, like 2 months ago. Kelly did an interview. He did a bit. Actually, there are 2 things I want to show you. One, I want you to hear the news report of what he did exactly. Because when you're reading it, you're like, okay, well, so he peed on a little girl or something? Well, no, apparently he got a little violent. He started choking bitches and shit. Let me see if I can find where that is exactly when they read the indictment. I'll get this set up. 1 second, chat. Let me get this all set up for you. And then we'll watch R. Kelly freak the fuck out in an interview when they keep asking him about pissing on children. He did not like that. Not a fan of people asking about his penchant for peeing on little girls. All right, I think we're about set. Oh, let me pull this picture down. Okay, Mr. Kelly, you go sit over there. All right. So, new felony charges R. Kelly is facing. Let's hear them read a little bit about the indictment. I think that'll be nice. Oh, there we go.
2010, when she was a minor.
Rob slapped me, and he choked me until I blacked out.
In a Facebook post yesterday, Pace said the new charges against Kelly, including aggravated criminal sexual assault and abuse, are related to her case. She wrote, "No matter how wrong you think I am, the law is on my side," a minor at the time. Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, tells CBS News the charges allege Kelly choked and forced the victim to perform oral sex on him on several occasions. Kelly denies any wrongdoing.
Oh, getting a little physical there, Mr. Kelly. He's going around slapping little girls and forcing them to give him head. I don't know. That's That's a little violent. It's a little over the top. The initial charges back in the day when he got arrested and had his whole debacle about peeing on people. Actually, we can watch a dramatic recreation of that too. What the fuck? Why not? Let's try to get all of this in here.
They got the thumb.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. I think the Boondocks about sums it up with the trial of R. Kelly. Give you an idea of what his first trial was like when he came out to the world as somebody that pisses on children.
I present to you the R. Kelly tape.
I warn you, it is graphic.
Yeah!
Oh my. Oh, no, he did.
Objection, we can't even see his face clearly.
Oh, man, he got freckles and everything.
That proves nothing.
Hello. Yes, this is Robert Kelly. Yes, the singer. You want my social security number? Sure. It's 916-34-7865. Okay. God bless.
Well,
Yeah, that's roughly how things went down. He's not the slickest man in the world. Didn't really get away with it. Pissing on children and videotaping himself doing it. Didn't end well for him. But here we are years later, 11 counts, choking out little girls, smacking them around, forcing his dick down their throat. And he can't take the pressure. So let's, it's a long interview, so I'm just going to skip to the good part. Let me see if I can find it where he starts throwing a fucking tantrum. Because they keep asking about the shit he's doing. Like, dude, why are you pissing on children? Kelly, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Kelly? All right, here we go. When was this interview? Okay, this was just from March, by the way. So this is real recent.
Want to love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
You think that was a Freudian slip when they're interviewing about molesting children? And he said, I'm just trying to have a relationship with my kids. Killing me over here.
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling.
This is not true. This doesn't even make sense.
He's got a whole fucking team of motherfuckers around him. Look at this shit. Well, just dancing around this motherfucker. You got to calm down. Stop chipping out on CBS this morning. You're not looking innocent here. You got to stop screaming at this lady.
Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out. Robert, and they're ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. Really, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk.
But
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big.
I just care too much when I molest those girls. Just because I love them. It's because I love them. I'm R. Kelly. My heart is too big. My heart is too big, so is my bladder. It's full. You mind if I piss on you, lady? Can I piss on you?
People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly. You do. When I listen to you,
I'm
it
just
does
telling
sound
the
like
truth.
you're playing the victim
I'm just
card.
telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
Robert,
and I apologize for that,
No,
is
no,
because
no,
this
no.
is the first time I was able to say
speak.
something.
Yeah.
I've said nothing.
Gail, you remained tough and calm.
Oh, yes, Gail, you're so brave. You're so brave when Mr. Kelly was throwing a little hissy fit on your stage. Oh, oh my God. De truth. De truth and nothing but the truth. Oh, Jesus Christ. I tell you, this guy's fucked. There's so many, again, it's very coincidental. They've been going after him for like 3 or 4 months, getting the indictment ready. It finally comes out. It comes out right around the time that Epstein shit's going on. I don't know. It could just be coincidental. It's very possible. But the fact that it's lined up like that, oh, that's so close to one another. It's exciting. There could be a tape out there of R. Kelly. There could be a tape out there of R. Kelly pissing on somebody on the Lolita Express. And we may very well get to watch it one day. He'd be singing Trapped in the Closet, urinating on little girls while Mr. Epstein runs around him in a circle, jacking off his egg-shaped cock. that could be on Live Leaks one day. Think about it. How could you not be excited at the potential of that? Oh, the Dave Chappelle skit. I haven't had a chance to watch that one. I didn't have that one queued up. Oh, and I forgot, they let you do little super chats now on here. Apparently, if you give me enough Chinese lemons, they let you talk. SFO got in a fight with the D-Live admins. Funny as fuck. From Lupum. I don't know what he fought them about. I don't think I've had any run-ins with the D-Live admins. Again, I just put the little X-rated tag on and I just do my fucking thing in the morning. From Gary Big Flaps, Epstein is clearly just a puppet of Tommy Wiseau. Well, of course, why wouldn't he be? Freaky beaky. Stay on YouTube so I can give you money directly to you and not these faggot points. Listen, one day I'm going to be Chinese lemon rich. And when I'm Chinese lemon rich, I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll do something with it. It's going to be something amazing. Who knows exactly what that'll be? I don't know how you convert this shit into real money. But at least I got plenty of fun money now. From Mr. Phil Swift. If it isn't Splatoon, reddit.com funny Splatoon post. Now, I think I'm going to stay away from Splatoon Reddits. I'm just going to be honest with you. Lots of, there's one, fuck me daddy. Okay. Epstein will be a case to remember, Jim. I'm hoping it is. Gary Big Flaps, match me. Is that a car? A Ninjagini? I don't know. That's equivalent to a couple of lemons? This is the weirdest fucking site, right? You can donate, a lemon is like, is it less than a cent? I don't know why did they choose the denominations they've chosen? Daddy needs a cash? Well, yes, I do. R. Kelly's going to track me down and he's going to piss all over me. And that's what I've been caught up in this. I can't look away from this shit. It's like every day. Maybe Dan Schneider. Maybe next is going to be Dan Schneider. All those little girls whose shoes he stole are going to file a class action lawsuit and bring him to justice. Dan, hold her tighter. She's a fighter. Schneider won't be allowed to roam free very long, much longer. They're going to reel him in. That's the end of the line for Danny Boy. I don't know. I'm hoping in the next week or two, I'm trying to pay close attention to any politicians or celebrities that get arrested or mysteriously die. There was a Disney star that mysteriously died, some 20-year-old. They didn't even say what the medical condition was. They're like, oh, hey, he died. Yeah, the family said it was some medical thing. Really, really thorough reporting. So who knows what happened to him? A barbell fell on his head from a jet flying overhead. And if you squinted really hard, you'd see on the side of the jet it said Lolita Express. Oh, you can kind of just, I don't know, it's got an OJ feel to it as far as how big of a carnival-like atmosphere it might be. It's gonna be a circus. You know, it's gonna be one of those rare occasions where a lot of people are going to get sucked into it. I mean, if Bill Clinton is releasing statements already, trying to disavow this shit and be like, I only flew on that fucking plane 5 times, he's nervous. He's already trying to distance himself from it. He's never released statements like that before. He didn't feel the need to. But now that everybody's speculating about how Epstein's getting his money and who he's connected to and how he got that sweetheart deal, now all of a sudden people are like, oh, I don't know this guy. I only flew on his plane once. I only went to Pedophile Island twice. Oh, somebody said, okay, Mr. Phil Swift, the Splatoon Reddit is possibly child trafficking? How? How could a Splatoon subreddit? Okay, all right, you know what? Fine. You've interested me enough to go at least take a quick look. If this is just really shitty fucking Splatoon memes. But all right, I'll go take a look. It says it doesn't exist. You sent me to funny Splatoon post. And it says it does not exist. Was it supposed to be post? Is it plural? Yeah, it's plural. Okay. There are only 42 members here. All right, let's take a look at the funny Splatoon post. Go through it before you come in. Just visit the dark one before you see this. Okay, what? All right. There's a post here that says prices. It lists out money. Somebody asking what the fuck this sub is. Lots of weird shit on here. I'm gonna guess it's just people fucking around. I bet you somebody set this up months ago and just thought, give it time. Somebody will stumble across this and it'll spook them. Some spooky, scary skeleton shit. Yeah. Daycare. Oh, come on. Daycare observer. Why don't they call it candy van driver? Man in a bear suit. Hi, I'm the daycare observer talking about my pricing tiers on the funny Splatoon post. Wink, wink. Nah, I'm going to say this is clearly set up by somebody trying to fuck around with people. That's my hot take on it. I know, people in chat are spooked. I don't blame you. I'd be spooked too. Let's see. I want to get back to EDF 5. I've been playing Earth Defense Force 5. I love that fucking game. I love Earth Defense Force. The cheesiest, campiest shit on Earth. But it's got the most basic, simple, straightforward formula that's goddamn, it's fun. Go into a little arena, blow the fucking buildings up, kill giant insects and enemies, and just have fun. 110 levels of that shit, 4 different classes. I'm gonna sink hundreds of hours into that shit. I've been playing it for, I think I've only put like 5 hours into it so far, and I'm like, mission 30. I mean, they have, their achievements are broken up by percentage of how much you've completed of the game. I haven't even got the 5% completionist achievement yet. So I haven't even seen 5% of the total game after 5 hours and 30 levels of weapon collecting and difficulty selecting. Love that shit. But before I go to bury myself into it for another 30 fucking hours, before my eyes fall out, all this talk of all these disgusting child predators, oh, terrible people, just awful people. I think, oh, God, did I save it? Maybe I didn't. I can find it again. It's not really that hard to find. I think we should watch a video because I want you guys to be safe. Get a lot of shit. People say, oh, the Sweetie Squad. Your fans, Jim. People that watch your shit, Jim. It's all a bunch of children. All a bunch of little kids. And you know what? If that's true, I have a duty to protect you from the bad people out there. All right, we've already done the good touch, bad touch thing. We watched a PSA about that over on Stream Me. But I want you to understand, you've got to beware, especially if you're a boy, because there are homosexuals lurking about everywhere. And this handy little PSA from the 1960s, I think, is going to give you knowledge to protect yourself, so you don't wake up one day with a very sore butthole. And I think that's what we're going to close out on. A nice, encouraging message of how to protect your ass from getting sodomized. You don't want to get paused. So write down, get a little fucking notebook and a pen so you can write out some hints and tips and tricks on how to protect yourself. Oh, I will open the box, Chad. This handy little
That'll be the last
PSA
thing
from
I
the
always
1960s
open at the
I
end.
think is going to give you
I know you
knowledge
want
to
your
protect
free
Chinese lemons. I understand it. We all want those lemons. But I like to let it accumulate before I give it away. All right. Let us start a nice anti-homosexual film. That's how it's described by Sid Davis. I guess he was prolific with warning people about the gays. So let's find out how to protect our assholes from getting paused by sexual deviants. A very dangerous thing that happens out there. Oh, we already know it's off to a good start. Nothing says nice, trustworthy neighborhood like Inglewood. Not sure if you're familiar with Inglewood, but hey, you can leave your door unlocked. Nice, down-to-earth people up in Inglewood. Nothing to worry about. Such upbeat music for a film about kids getting molested. They chose a fucking Disney soundtrack for child rape.
I'm Lieutenant Williams, a police officer attached to the Juvenile Division. I'm on my way to Monroe Junior High School to talk to a group of young people. That looks innocent enough, doesn't it? Lots of young people hitchhike. Seems like a good way to get from one place to another. But sometimes there are dangers involved that never meet the eye.
Take little Timmy here. He's on his way to faggotry. Timmy thought he could hitchhike, but he's about to learn what the taste of dick really is.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon, and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
Not the only thing about to be thumbed, huh, Jimmy?
He'd done it 100 times before, and he didn't think anything was unusual when the driver struck up a friendly conversation.
Or pulled his
In fact, he
penis
seemed
out.
like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group on Friday afternoon. The stranger was a good listener, too, and had only...
He wrote down all of Jimmy's information, like his home address and phone number, his route to school, and when his parents weren't home. A very good listener.
Seemed minutes before they pulled up in front of Jimmy's house. When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat. Then he told him he'd see him.
This dude is the most pedophile-looking pedophile. It looks like it looks like I'm blanking on it. The Shining. What was the actor from Jack Nicholson? It looks like Jack Nicholson shaved half his head, and they said, "Be as creepy as you can on camera." You need to really make this kid think you're gonna fuck him in the ass.
Him again, as he always drove by the park on his way home. Sure enough, the following day, when Jimmy finished playing ball, well, the man was there waiting. They stopped at a drive-in, and the stranger treated him to a Coke. During their conversation, he told several off-color jokes, but Jimmy had heard others before, and, well, it made him feel big to so easily win the confidence of an older person.
Oh, I think the molestation's about to
The
happen.
following Saturday, they went fishing together. By now, they were using first names. Ralph said it was more friendly. Jimmy hadn't enjoyed himself so much in a long time. Then during lunch, Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested.
Real slick, Ralph. It just, hey, Jimmy, I know we've only known each other for like a week, but you ever see naked people before? Just really smooth, right? He eased himself into that. Hey, use my first name. By the way, here's a woman getting fucked in her ass. What do you think of that, Jimmy?
But, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick. A sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious. A sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
Ralph, very contagious. Don't let the gays touch you. You might get the queer gene. Oh, once you get the queer gene, you're going to go through a metamorphosis into a homosexual.
A person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex. But by now, Jimmy felt a fondness for Ralph, and they continued to go places together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy many interesting places and did many nice things for him. He bought presents and even gave him money, but payments were expected in return. You see, Jimmy hadn't recognized Ralph's approach soon enough. When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher.
Don't do it, Jimmy. Don't go into that room. You're going to get fucked, kid.
Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
I love it. I love the just drink that one in for a minute. Listen to what they say. This kid gets molested, and they put him on probation.
And they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
Son, I'm disappointed with you. You have a criminal record for sucking dick now. Never going to be allowed in the church again. Your mother and her knitting group are fucking going to be talking about this for like a month. My son, the cocksucker, with his probation for dick loving. No inheritance for you.
But all homosexuals are not passive. Some resort to violence, as in the case of Mike Merrick.
Mike's about to get fucking brutally raped.
In the heat of competition, no one noticed the man who sat and watched. And when the game broke up and the others left, Mike decided to stay and practice a little longer. The stranger joined him. He was friendly and, well, it was better than playing alone. But after a few shots, Mike realized he had already overstayed his time and suggested he better leave. The stranger told him if he'd like to stay longer, he'd be glad to drive him home when they finished. Sounded great to Mike. Chance to play longer and get a ride home, too. When they finished, the stranger told him he'd make a fine player someday if he got lots of practice. The companionship, the praise, the friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger.
Sadly, they found Mike in a ditch 3 weeks later. His genitals had been cut off and a deflated basketball had been sewn into his abdomen. Mike mistakenly trusted a homosexual.
He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death. But sometime that evening,
Holy shit,
Mike
he did
Merrick
kill him!
traded his life for a newspaper
He
headline.
fucking murdered him and raped him! Oh, Mike! What happened, buddy?
As Denny and Jerry got the papers ready for Jerry's afternoon delivery, they only casually noticed the two boys that raced by in the afternoon traffic, and they didn't pay much attention to the car that drew up shortly afterwards until the man called them over.
Would you teenage boys like some lollipops?
Had two boys been by on bicycles? The boys nodded they had. Could they recognize them if they saw them again? Well, Denny guessed he could. Then hop in, the man said. Those are stolen bikes. Without giving it another thought, Denny got in and the car sped away. Jerry watched. He'd been told many times, if a friend got in a car with a stranger, to write down the license number. It didn't seem to apply, but, well, fortunately, he marked it down.
And then he threw it away by delivering the paper to the wrong person, losing the license plate number
When he
and his
delivered a
friend's
paper
life.
to Denny's house, he asked his mother if they'd caught the boys that had stolen the bicycles. Denny hadn't returned, so he told her the story and gave her the paper with the license number. Being a careful parent, she decided to call the police. Jerry supplied the necessary information, and the stranger's car was quickly spotted. It was a good example of how important it is to always get the license number and description of any stranger who takes a young person off alone, no matter what they tell you. Public restrooms can often be a hangout for the homosexual.
Oh, boy, I hope they're going to explain what that weird little hole that's drilled into the side of stalls are. You see, young men, the homosexual brings power tools with him to public restrooms to insert glory holes. But there's no glory to be found in sin.
Bobby and his friends hadn't noticed the man who had been in the restroom when they changed, and as it was late, he suggested they take the shortcut under the pier, but the others preferred to take the more traveled way home. When Bobby recognized the stranger as the man in the restroom, the shortcut under the pier didn't seem like a good idea at all. After all, it's more fun to stay with your friends anyway. Bobby had made a wise decision. It may have saved his life. The decision is always yours, and your whole future may depend on making the right one. So no matter where you meet a stranger, be careful if they are too friendly, if they try to win your confidence too quickly, and if they become overly personal. One never knows when the homosexual is about. He may appear normal, and it may be too late when you discover he is mentally ill.
Fucking, what a line to end on. You never know. It could be too late. Homosexuals lurk everywhere. Also, was it Jared Taylor narrating? The way he said, what? Had the white thing going on. Maybe a fan of Murdoch. We'll never know. Mentally ill. It just, they always went in hard with that shit. There's like some, I think it's Walter Cronkite. There's some old 60s television special about gays that was done by a news crew, like a 60-minute format. It was just him talking about how gays are fucking insane and they want to rape all your children. Okay. Well, hopefully that helped you all. Hopefully you'll be safe now when you journey home with your friends. Don't walk under the pier and never get into a stranger's car or you will be brutally raped and murdered. As that happened to Mike. And even if it's not a brutal rape and murder, you're still going to get probation when they molest you. Remember, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And if you engage in homosexual activities, you're going to be put on probation and sent to juvenile hall. It's just one of those things that keeps on happening. Okay, people, open the chest. Okay, let me open the chest. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Let's do that. I've got to go to my channel. It's not like a handy little button to do it, of course. Distribute rewards. Here we go. Oh, it's counting down. 30 seconds to lemon time. Distributing the awards. Let's find out who the big winners are of Chinese lemons today. A whole 210 of them. Are you fucking excited? Uh-oh. Oh, what? Oh, boy. Did it just stop its countdown? No, it didn't. Oh, 10 more seconds. We find out who the big Chinese lemon winners are today. Well, 5, 4. Oh, God, it's getting exciting. 2, 1. Let's find out who won the lemons. Luckiest followers. Gorm, congratulations. I'm going to convert this into real money so you understand. Gorm, congratulations. You've won 7.5 cents. Sheleth, 4.7 cents. Gary Big Flaps, you've made a whopping 3.7 cents. Fee, you've made 3 cents. And Dr. Beast Hunter, 2 pennies. Almost 3 pennies. Maybe you'll win again. Maybe we'll make that a solid 3 pennies. Maybe even 4. Dare we dream? I don't know. Those are the penny rewards from your Chinese lemons. Oh, people are happy. They like those fucking lemons. Every stream's a different winner. You never know who's going to walk away a penny air. What? How would you? I don't even know what the word for that is. You're penny rich. We'll just call it that for now. We got some. Well, I mean, one person made it over the nickel. Oh boy. Oh boy. You see what happens when you mock the pennies, chat? Do you see what happens when you make penny jokes? The Chinese don't like it. They don't like us making fun of their lemons. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I love your lemons. Chat, please tell our Chinese overlords at DLive how much we love their lemons. Your lemons complete my life. I'm sorry. I've learned my lesson. You've disconnected me. I get it. I get it. Don't fuck with the lemons. I'm sorry. We love our pennies here. This is a pro penny fucking stream. It should be coming in. The volume should be coming in. People saying F. Oh boy. Uh-oh. They've taken my ability to speak. They've taken my ability to speak because I mocked the lemons. All right. Well, let me just play the outro music. If you can still hear me. I don't know if you can or not, but if you can, I will be going forward streaming between, let's just say 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have more normal streams, more streamy-like streams, now that we kind of have an idea of when to do this. I wasn't sure what I wanted. 8, 6, 4 in the morning. I think 8's the winner. So that'll begin Monday, 3 times a week. And then I'll be uploading videos on BitChute on the account linked in the description, with the polyamory forum video coming out within the next week or so. So let us find a video to end on. Go with it. Oh, you know what? People asked where it was. I'm just going to end with a classic. Why not? We'll end with this one. I hope you have a good day today, chat. I will see you on Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, if you're looking for the videos, should be up in the next week, up on BitChute. In the meantime, don't be Rama.
Brothers, sisters,
we can stay forever. Show me sister, show me brother, and we stay strong.
say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't sip petrol for a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama rama, snipping up your nose. Don't be rama, 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 don't be rama. Love your friends, protect your family. They are with you when you are lonely. Don't bandera, don't bandera. When you stop, your brains will be clear. Come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah! Come on, come on. We got the leaders of the Netherlands. You don't sip petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the carry space. Don't be rama rama, it's messing with your brain. You say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't sip petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama rama, sniffing up your nose. You not deadly, you rama rama. Gonna get caught like Dylan Osama. Yeah, yeah, I tell you, 'cause I care, yeah, I tell you. When I was smoking in the street, see the boys and girls are sleeping too much together. Killing your brains, We got the leaders of the Netherlands. You don't sip petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the carry space. Don't be rama rama, it's messing with your brain. You say you're deadly. Do you understand? You don't sip petrol from a can. You put the petrol